I'm Padmaja Joshi. Thanks for joining me on The Bottom Line. So here's the thing that's vexing everyone for the last few months. Even the Union Finance Minister called it a Dharma Sankat. The question, why is the price of petrol and diesel so high? And is there a possibility of you getting any respite at all from these petrol and diesel prices in the near future? To understand that, you'll have to give me a few minutes. Because first we need to take a look at the reason for these prices being so high. The first reason, of course, is one that you would have heard very frequently. The international price of crude has gone up in the recent past. So, here's the thing. The price of Brent crude crossed $60 per barrel mark in the second week of February this year. This is a rise of over 50% since the end of October 2020. Before this, prices had more or less remained around the $40 per barrel mark for 5 months. It's but natural. When crude becomes more expensive, naturally, so does petrol and diesel for us. So why did crude prices jump so suddenly? Here is what happened. Last year, because of the COVID outbreak, most of the transport came to a screeching halt. Everyone was at home, no one was going anywhere, there was no transport needed, so nobody was buying any fuel. No transport meant no demand. Because of no demand, oil-producing countries cut their production sharply. But here's the thing. Even when the lockdown was lifted and economic activity got back on track, these oil-producing countries kept their production low. For example, Saudi Arabia has cut its own oil production by 1 million barrels per day. Why? Because by doing this, they will limit the supply of crude in the face of an increasing demand. Demand is growing, supply is still less. Result? The crude prices will grow up. And that is exactly what happened. The oil-producing countries wanted the crude prices to escalate, and that's what they have managed to do. But is expensive crude the only reason for why you are paying so much at the pump? Not really. You can't just blame the rising price of crude, because in 2013, crude was at $110 per barrel, and yet we were paying 76 rupees for a litre of petrol in India. Cut to 2021, crude is actually at half that price, $55 per barrel, and yet we end up paying 100 rupees for a litre of petrol at the pump. So where is this extra expense coming from? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The perpetual villain, taxes. Taxes which are levied by both the state and the centre. Actually, you'd be surprised to know, nearly 70% of the fuel price you give is made up for taxes and other charges, which means that only 30% of the money that you're giving for petrol and diesel is actually benchmarked for international rates. Just to put things in perspective, take a look at this. As of February 16, 2021, petrol was 96 rupees per litre in Mumbai. What is the breakup? The actual price to dealers is only 32.23 rupees. Added to that is the excise duty, that is the tax the centre puts. That actually comes to more than the dealer price, 32.9 rupees per litre. With just the central taxes alone, already your petrol price has doubled. But you're not done yet. Add to that the dealer commission of 3.74 rupees per litre, and then the state government also jumps in to take its share of the pie by charging an additional 27.13 rupees per litre by way of VAT, which means that the 1 litre of petrol, which started at 32.23 rupees based on crude prices, ends up for you at 96 rupees per litre, 3 times the original price, once all the taxes have been added. Now you will possibly wonder, is this uniformly applicable to all the states? Obviously not, which is why you will have plenty of places where people cross the border, go into other states where they get petrol or diesel slightly cheaper. How does that happen? Because the price of petrol and diesel depends on what VAT is being charged by that state. And the VAT varies for petrol and diesel, and it varies state to state. So yes, If you want to know which states are actually sucking your finances dry the most, you just have to take a look at this comparative VAT rate table as of February this year. So these are the states which are the biggest villains in terms of taxing you. Rajasthan takes the highest VAT on petrol in the country and also charges an additional road development cess. Telangana charges the second highest VAT in India on both petrol and diesel. At 28%, Odisha charges the highest VAT on diesel across India. Karnataka follows Telangana closely with 35% tax on petrol, while Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Delhi, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, these are all states which have more than 30% VAT being charged on petrol per litre. In the case of diesel, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh are the only states having more than 25% VAT, along with, of course, Telangana that I mentioned earlier. So now that you have understood why you're paying what you're paying, let's come to the million-dollar question, or rather, the 100-rupee question. Can anything be done to make you pay less? The answer, unfortunately, seems to be not really, and not in the foreseeable future. Why? Because remember, last year, COVID has delivered a massive financial hit to the government. Sales fell, or in fact screeched to a halt across the board. The centre's tax revenue fell by over 45%. So money coming into the government coffers was less, and money going out increased. How? Schemes for migrant labor, money for vaccination, etc. That is why taxes helped make up for the falling sales. The centre, by the way, collected 48% more in excise duty in the April to November period last year as compared to the same period in 2019. This despite the fact that retailers sold over 10 million tons less diesel and 17 million tons less petrol in that period. Simply put, the fuel sold was much less, but it's only because of the taxes levied that the overall excise mopped up was more and the government managed to get more revenue. And this money, the government argues, will help bolster their depleted coffers and help roll out things like the vaccination, most of which is going to be free for citizens. Now, the story is similar with the states also. For them, major source of revenue is liquor, petroleum sales and real estate. You know as well as I do, property transactions are almost at a standstill and liquor sales are still to pick up. So guess where the taxes are going to be imposed then? You guessed it, fuel. Yes, 4 states over the last few days have reduced their taxes, but these decisions are more political than anything else. So, in the near future, the chances of you, the consumer, getting any respite from fuel prices seem rather bleak. Let's just be honest, it's not happening. But at the very least, now you know where your money is going, and that is the bottom line.